Hello friends, my name is BK Kollapure. Today we will take up the topic on center of gravity or centroid. Suppose if there is a body, the weight of the body is say 10 Newton. I'll have to represent this in form of an arrow through a point. Suppose if I show this is the weight of the body, so the point through which the whole weight of the body will be acting, we call it as center of gravity, or in other words, center of gravity is a point where the whole weight of the body will be acting. And in all the cases there is only one center of gravity and it will remain same for any position of the body. Suppose if the body is horizontal, its weight will be acting through the centroid, vertically downwards. If I keep it like this, it will be acting through the same point. If I keep it like this, it will be through the same point. So for any position of the body, there is only one center of gravity. So center of gravity is a point where the whole weight of the body is acting. So here the gravity indicates the weight of the body. We abbreviate it as CG or only G. An analogous term to that is a centroid. We are using the term centroid here. So centroid means, suppose if there is a body, if it has got an area A, I'll have to represent that area about a point. So when we talk in terms of area, for example, we call the center of gravity as centroid. So when we talk in terms of weight, weight is gravity, it is center of gravity. And when we talk in terms of area, we call it as a centroid. Center of gravity and centroid are both the same point. I can call center of gravity as centroid, but I cannot call centroid as a center of gravity. So this is the definition of what center of gravity or centroid. Now in this topic, we are going to determine or find or locate the centroid of the various figures that we come across in practice. Now suppose if I take a body, if the area of this body is A, if it is acting through the point, so this is the centroid of the body. Suppose if I consider any axis here, X for example and Y. Now here, if the centroid of this are X bar and Y bar, X bar and Y bar are the centroid of the whole figure. Suppose if you measure this distance will be X bar and this distance will be Y bar. Suppose if I break this body into number of small areas, for example, let me take it as A1, this as A2 and this as A3. And if the centroid of this is X1, Y1, centroid of this is X2, Y2 and centroid of this is X3, Y3. So this distance will be equal to X1 and this distance will be equal to Y1. Like this distance will be X2 and this distance will be X3. Now A is the total area of the body. That means if I add A1 plus A2 plus A3, elemental area like this, any area, so this will be equal to total area. This let me call it as sigma A. Sigma is the sum of all the areas which will be equal to the total area. If I take moment of area about y axis, about this axis, if I take moment is force into perpendicular distance. Here I am taking moment of area, so area into the distance, perpendicular distance of the centroid from y axis. So if I take moment of area, this will be equal to A1 x1 plus A2 and the perpendicular distance is x2 plus A3 x3, or let me call this as sigma Ax. Now here we have got the total area. If I take moment of the total area, it will be A into the distance is x bar, A into x bar. So if I use Wegener's principle of moment, so moment of all the forces about a point must be equal to sum of moment of all the forces. So here we have written A as, so I can write it as sigma A is equal to sigma Ax. So we are interested in finding out the centroid of the given figure. This is given by sigma Ax by sigma A. This is the formula we will be using to find out the x coordinate of the given figure. On the same lines, if I go for y axis, we will get y bar is equal to sigma a y by sigma a. X bar is equal to sigma a x by sigma a, and y bar is equal to sigma a y by sigma a. Now here we will see some terms which we use in the analysis of the problem. Suppose if I consider any body, if the center of the body is G, if I pass an horizontal line through this or a horizontal axis, this is your x axis. If I pass a vertical axis, so this is your y axis, and perpendicular to the body will be the z axis. So xx, yy and zz, they are all passing through the centroid. So we call those axes as centroidal axis. Centroidal axis, because they are passing through a centroid, we usually present centroidal axis as xx, yy and zz. Suppose if I draw any other axis, 1, 1. This is not passing through a centroid. We call such axes which are not passing through the centroid as reference axis. Reference axis. We use any notation, alphanumeric notation, either A, B or 1, 1, 2, 2 or 1, 2, any notations, alphanumeric notations, but except x, y and z. So we don't use x, y, z in the reference axis. They are because usually the centroidal axis. Centroidal axis passing through the centroid and reference axis passing through the, not passing through the centroid. We call them as a reference axis. So using this, we will try to locate the centroid of some of the regular figures that we use in practice. So such regular figures are, so we will call CG of regular figures. So first we will begin with the rectangle. If I take up a rectangle, if the area is B by D, we know the centroid of the rectangle is at the diagonal bisector. So this is the point, centroid of the rectangle. Suppose if I take this as the reference axis 1, 1 and this as the reference axis 2, 2. So x bar and y bar are the coordinates of the centroid. So x bar will be this distance, which will be half of the width. So x bar will be equal to b by 2. Likewise, y bar is the distance of the centroid from 2, 2. So this is nothing but half of the depth, b by 2. So this is the moment of, centroid of the rectangle. It is at the center. Second is circle. We know for circle, the center itself will be the centroid of the circle. We will not go for the derivations of this. We will go to the next figure. Third one is a triangle. Triangle of base B and height h. Suppose if I consider a triangle here. Let A, B, C be the triangle. Let the width of the base of the triangle be B, and let the height of the triangle be h. ABC is a triangle. Let us consider an elemental strip EF. Let this strip be at a distance of y from the base, and the thickness of the strip be y, so that this distance will be h minus y. dy is a very small quantity, so it will be h minus y. Suppose if I call this width as b1, the thickness is so small, it's a rectangle rather than a trapezoid. So let us use the property of similar triangle. Suppose if I write b1 by b is equal to b1 by b will be equal to this height by total height. So this height will be h minus y divided by total height is h. So here b1 width at any location is given by 1 minus h by y into b. I have simplified this, h and gets cancelled. Now here area of element, area of this element, it is b1 into d1. So where b1 is equal to 1 minus h by y into b into d1. This is the area of the element. Now we'll take moment of area. Moment of area of element from base. So this will be equal to, we know it is nothing but dA into y, moment of area. So here area is 1 minus h by y into b into dy. This is the area, and what is the distance of the area from the base, and this distance is nothing but y. So if you simplify this, you get y minus, okay, we get this moment of the area. We know that y bar is given by sigma a y by sigma a. So here if I write the formula, and we know ay is 1 minus h by y into b into y into d1 divided by area of one element will be equal to 1 minus h by y into b into d1. This is for one element. For the whole triangle we will integrate it, and the variable here is y. We are measuring y from the base, so y will be equal to 0 to y will be equal to the height of the triangle. So 0 to h, 0 to h, and if you simplify this, integrate it, you will find that y bar, the distance of the centroid of the figure of a triangle from the base is h by 3 from base, and from apex it will be 2/3 of h from apex. So you can simplify this, it is available in the notes also. So the distance of the centroid of a triangle from the base, it is h by 3, and from the apex, this is apex, it will be 2/3 of h. You'll have to remember centroid of a triangle from base is h by 3. So this is triangle, usually asked in the examination. And next is CG of semicircle. CG of semicircle of radius r. Suppose if I take a semicircle A, B, O, this is the radius r, this is the radius r, AB is the diameter here. So here let us consider an elemental strip MN. Let this make an angle of d theta, very small angle, at an angle theta from the diameter. So let us consider an elemental strip OMN making an angle d theta at a distance theta from the diameter. Now in this case, OA equal to OB is equal to OM is equal to ON. All these are the radiuses R, and we know arc MN, length of the arc is given by R into theta. So R is here R only, and theta is d theta. So this will be equal to R into d theta. Now if you see this, it's almost like a triangle. If we just cut out the melon, watermelon, the piece what you get is a triangular piece with the curvature. So here if I take this, since it's a triangle, we know the distance of the centroid of the triangle C from the apex, it will be 2/3 of the height, because we are measuring the distance from the apex. So OC, I can write it as 2/3 of the radius. Now this distance OC. Now let me drop a perpendicular on OA and perpendicular on the other radius. Suppose if I call it as D and E. Now here this distance CD divided by the hypotenuse OC will be equal to CD is opposite by hypotenuse is sin theta. So CD will be equal to OC, and OC is nothing but 2/3 of R sin theta. That means we have located the distance of the centroid of the slice from the diameter. So this distance is here, y bar here. Now we know area of element BA. If I call this element, it is a triangle, half into base into height. Half into base is MN and height is OM. It may be either OM or ON. So this will be equal to half into MN is R d theta, and MN OM is nothing but R. So this is equal to half R square d theta. This is the area of the element. Now we will take moment of area. Moment of area about diameter. That is, we are measuring the distance from the diameter. We usually abbreviate it as dA into y. So this will be equal to half R square d theta. This is the area. And what is the distance of the centroid from the diameter? That is CD. And CD is nothing but 2/3 R sin theta. 2/3 R sin theta. So if you simplify this, you get 2 gets cancelled here. So R cube 1/3 R cube into sin theta d theta. This is the moment of area about the diameter. So here we know y bar is given by sigma AY by sigma A. So we know for one element it is 1/3 R cube sin theta d theta, and area of the element is given as half R square d theta. I want for the whole semicircle. What is variable? It is theta. So we are measuring theta from here to, we are measuring up to this point. So theta will be 0 to theta is equal to pi. If I substitute the value 0 to pi, 0 to pi. If you simplify this, 1/3 R cube integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, 0 to pi, divided by this will be 1/2 R square, and integration of d theta will be theta, limit will be 0 to pi. Further, if I continue here, so if you simplify this, this will be R square R, so it will be 2/3 R into cos pi is 1, minus of minus will become plus 1, cos 0 is divided by, then we are left here with theta will be equal to pi minus 0. So if you simplify this, it will be 2, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 to the 4 R by 3 pi. So this is the distance of the center. I can simplify this, 4/3 pi will be 0.424 R. So this is a simple formula to remember. So the distance of the center of the semicircle G from the diameter, this distance will be equal to 4R/3 pi, or is equal to 0.424 R. So this is how you can simplify and find out the centroid of a semicircle. So centroid of a semicircle from the diameter is 0.424 R. It is always from the diameter. Suppose if I draw a figure like this, this is the diameter and this is centroid. This distance will be equal to 0.424 R. If I show the figure in reverse direction like this is a centroid. So the distance of the centroid of the semicircle from the diameter is 0.424 r. Likewise, if I show it like this is the centroid. So from the diameter, this is 0.424 r. So the distance of the centroid is from the diameter. Now this is for a semicircle. If I go for a quarter circle, the figure remains the same. This part will be going over here. This is a simplified figure what we will be using for deriving. If you see here, most of the things are same as in semicircle. This is same, arch remains same, OC remains same, CD, this part remains same, this part remains same, area of the element will also remain same, then moment of the area will also remain the same, this will remain same. Now here, if I come to this part, y bar is equal to 1 by 3 r cube sin theta d theta. Here the limits of integration will be pi is equal to 0 to pi by 2 instead of pi in case of semicircle. That's the only difference here, pi by 2, pi by 2. If you simplify this, again you will be getting the value of y bar is equal to 4r by 3 pi or 0.424 r from both diameters. Means if I locate a centroid of a quarter circle, this is the centroid of the quarter circle. Whether you measure this distance or you measure this distance, both the values are 0.424 r. If I show the quarter circle like this, then this distance and this distance, they are both 0.424 r. So remember, the distance of a centroid of a semicircle or quarter circle from the diameter is 0.424 r. So these are the important figures which are usually asked. Another figure very rarely we come across is sector of circle, CG of sector of circle. Suppose if I take a sector of circle, if O is the center, this is the sector of the circle. If I consider elemental step here, this is again N, this is your X. So here this is your centroid. Most of the things remains the same, only the change will be in the limits. So here this angle is plus theta, this angle will be minus theta. So that's the difference here, minus theta to plus theta. If you simplify this, you get the distance of the centroid from the neutral axis. X bar, we get here X bar is given by 2 by 3 r sin theta divided by theta. So this is the distance of the centroid of the sector of a circle from the origin, and this distance is X bar because y bar, the distance will lie on the centroid only. So here you will be getting X bar. So X bar for sector of a circle is 2 by 3 r sin theta by theta. So these are some of the definitions that you will be coming across. So using these values, you can locate the centroid of any figure with the combinations of rectangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle, triangle. So these are the various combinations. We will see the problems in the next video. So please subscribe the video and press the bell icon for notification. Any questions, you can write it in the comment section. So please subscribe the channel for all the videos. Thank you.